Hey everyone! Today we're going to be painting the shoulder pad. So it's going to be painted in this colours. Well, I think it's the green parts anyway. I'm trying to get focus. There you go. Boom. Yeah, so I basically figured out what colours I wanted for this, and then I'm just going to match it with the shoulder pad. There you go. So you got flesh, Warboss green, and the moot green, and I'm going to add a little bit of white to the moot green as well. And these are the colours for the actual Ultramarine symbol as well. So first, basically want to get like a nice outline around it. So I'm going to actually go to doing the Necron Abyss. And that's basically just going to paint the whole Ultramarine symbol actually on it. Just so when we paint on top of it, we've got like a nice kind of line kind of defining what we're doing. A lot of people blackline stuff, but then it tends to make it a bit too prominent as well, and it's quite a strong line. So always add a bit of colour to it, and it kind of helps it a bit more. So this bit, guys, so just basically speed it up. All I've done so far is paint the base colours on. So it's Dawnstone for the actual Ultramarine symbol, and the actual greenery is the Wa Flesh. I'm using Administratum Grey, which is our first highlight colour now, to pick out where I want the lights to be. Sorry about the zoom, guys. It's something so small, it's quite hard. I'm basically highlighting from the top. So the top of the Ultramarine symbol, I'm going to colour in. And then I'm basically doing the middle as well, because it's going to have like a slight kind of non-metallic kind of lighting to it. So all I'm doing now is putting a few coats down, gradually kind of like highlighting the top edge, and just the middle. Now that's done there, all we're going to do is add a little bit of white. So it's going to be like an even kind of sharper highlight. So don't worry, guys, if you make any mistakes at this point here. Just try to be as careful as possible, because we're going to end up glazing this back down again. So I'm trying to kind of centralize that little light a bit. Same thing to the top parts here. So it's literally just going to be like a highlight, just kind of defining that bit, really making it pop against that kind of dark Necron Abyss background that we did on it. Now, sorry again for the focus playing up on this. Something little like this, it's quite hard to get in focus. And some of the detail stuff as well is a little bit awkward. So to paint directly underneath the camera, so I do it slightly off. So all I'm doing now is I'm going to use Mechanica Standard Grey that I've basically made in a premix here. And I've just added black to it, roughly about 50-50 mix. And that's just going to help darken down our Ultramarine symbol. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use it as a glaze. So I basically made the mix, and then I watered it down, just like other videos I've done, to like a glaze consistency. And I'm going to start working out from where I want the darkness to be now. So naturally we wanted the light lines to be in the middle and the top. So then we're going to glaze to the opposite parts of that now. I'm going to start about halfway down from our highlights. So hopefully that will kind of transition down into the darker bits, which where the greenery is at the bottom. So at this point I thought I'd do a super speed. It's quite a basic bit. I'm just getting some of the Administratum Grey, and I'm just edge highlighting a lot of it. Any other kind of bits that some of the glazing may have touched. And it's also a good point when you see how dark you're going to go on a model. You can kind of judge how bright you want to bring the contrast up. And I thought I'd go a little bit more lighter now. That went with quite a dark grey. So all I'm doing now is I'm just edge highlighting all of it, except the very dark sections of it. See it? There you go. Cool. So now I'm basically getting the white back out again. I can do the same thing again, but I'm just going to pick out some small spots across the top and like the edges of the U there, just to really bring it out again. just a little tip, guys. When I'm highlighting stuff, whether it's going to be white or like something dark as well, if I'm going to darken something down, I'd always basically go for like a light grey and use that as a white on the model, and vice versa. I'd go for a dark grey if I was going to make it quite dark and leave the black out, because it always gives you a bit more room to work with. If you really did need to bring it a little bit notch higher, then you still got the white as like a last resort. Otherwise, you can't go any lighter than white and you can't go any darker than black, if you get what I mean. So all I've done now, guys, is I've basically painted the Lorwyn, and I basically went with the Warboss green, and I painted all the leaves. So I left the kind of darker kind of recess there. And the next step now, as I'm trying to get it in focus again, is just going to be the Moot green. And the Moot green is just going to be literally a line highlight. So it's line highlighted all around the edges of it now. You can even start to bring them out like little mini leaves as well if you want to build texture on it now. And the last step, I'm just going to add some white to the Moot green. It's only going to be about 25% white, 75% Moot green. And this is just going to be highlighted across the top part of each leaf, just to bring it out like the light's kind of hitting from that angle a little bit more, just like we did with the U, but a much more simpler version. Now let's make sure you keep rolling the point. And make sure you don't have too much brush actually on it. Too much brush. Don't have too much brush. Too much paint on the brush at this point, because you don't want to get any kind of like dollops of blobs on it. You want to get a nice kind of very fine little line. You always build up multiple fine lines. It's almost there. And all I'm doing now is by keep rolling the brush, I'm just keeping the point on it as well, and it's also releasing a small amount of paint from the end part of the well of the brush, so the paint doesn't dry, because whenever you do some like fine detail work and your hand's quite still for a little bit of point, the paint could end up drying, so it just kind of stops that from happening. There you go. Mostly in focus. And I'll fix it. There you go. Cool. So that's the ultramarine shoulder pad done. Hopefully you picked up something, guys. It'd be cool. At least you know the colours now. And have a good one.